Alright, you know, I was like surprised that, you know, I actually made a Tekken video, so now, you know, I'm in the mood to make another Tekken video, but anyways, let's talk about Lars matchup tier list, okay? So, obviously, it's been about maybe half a year since Tekken 8 came out, and I think it is pretty much safe to say where I think, you know, the matchup is against Lars, okay? I will say this is just based on, you know, obviously my experience and, you know, like fighting actual good players. I don't mean to say, you know, low ranks are bad or whatever, but it's just like, it just doesn't apply to most low ranks. I feel like the most, you know, at lower ranks, people don't know how to play their character the most utmost, right? That's all I would say, right? At the, like, you know, utmost, very safe, you know, like Tekken, okay? If you just play real Tekken, okay? That's the best way I could put it. If it's real Tekken, this is what my matchup tier list is based on, okay? That's the best thing I would say. Based on real Tekken. Not Tekken 8 Tekken. Real Tekken 7-ish Tekken, okay? That's the real Tekken shit. Anyway, so yeah, you know, you know, played Lars for like maybe 7 years now, okay? That's a long ass time, okay? I've been playing Lars for seven years. So this is what the experience is based on. So, I don't think that Lars can ever go 10-0 in a matchup because he has good block punish, okay? So that's why the highest that this matchup tier list goes with is 9-1, okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to start from the bottom, and then we're going to work all the way up, because in my mind, that's easier, okay? So, 5-5. By the way, I'm just going to have like footage of, you know, some quick match in the background. I was on a 21 win streak, bro. I was kind of amazed. Anyways, so, 5-5. I think Lars versus Lars, obviously, it's like, that doesn't even really count. But, if I had to choose, Lars would go, you know, just equal. Whoever doesn't respect the other's plus frame most likely wins, because there's not really that much plus, and as long as you're doing upward 3 or orbital or maybe even 1-1-1, chances are you're gonna win. That's all you have to do, really, or, you know, or just sidestep when Lars is plus. You know, you just don't respect him. Like, he's so bad. He's so bad, you know what I mean? Anyways, next character. I think Paul is 5-5 for sure, because you can pretty much punch Dexter, Demo Man, like pretty much everything. You know, while standing 2, he has quarter circled like 1+2, it's like -14, and he has like the forward 2+3, it's like a sidestep shoulder. You can punish a lot of things that Paul does, and I feel like you just don't run into enough good Pauls in this game for some reason. It's not like Tekken 8 where everyone is solid. Like, you know, if you fight like a glaciating Paul, then that's like when they do like really safe shit. Then it kind of becomes a bit hard, but Paul doesn't really have that many like great lulls, I would say. It's just like, it's so-so, you know, it's a so-so match. So it's pretty equal in my opinion. Now we're gonna move on. That's it for 5-5. 6-4 matchup. Okay? 6-4. This is slightly in the opponent's favor. That's, you know, not long. So first one we have is Kazuya. Okay? I think Kazuya is 6-4 because anytime he does while standing 4-4 to punish you, he's -4, right? And then you can do while standing 2 to really test everything. You have, you know, things to follow from while standing 2. So it's really good. If he's trying to sidestep, you catch him. You know, he tries to interrupt while standing 2-3, you can catch him with, you know, 2-1, etc. You can't really do anything if you're in his face too. Yeah, I forgot what other. You never want to do while standing 2 and hold back, because you could do 4-4-2, but you know, that's like, that's typical, right? That's typical in this matchup. Now, this is really important. If you are a Kazuya main and you're struggling against Lars, this is where I think the real advantage is. I don't know what the command is. I think it might be down 1+2 or down back 1+2, but it's like this one where he does like a screw, and then he goes into crouching and it's a low. And it's a counter hit launcher. It's like at most -13. That's the move you want to do against Lars the most, because you pretty much avoid his jabs. And if you time that right, you're gonna win a lot of the time. And it's like Lars can't do anything about it. It's the one move that will beat the shit out of him, you know what I mean? But there's that. So next character, Asuka. So Asuka is still very hard in this game, but it's not like she's crazy, you know what I mean? I mean, she is crazy to a certain degree, but I think we're at a point where the community knows how to fight Asuka, right? It's like the only time when Asuka can win is if she's like very momentous and you can't recover your momentum, right? That's it. But the reason why I say Asuka's a bit hard is because she doesn't really have any good plus frames. And like all her lows are very risky, just like Lars. But the thing is, she is slightly safer all around than Lars, right? You have to either duck or you just block mid, and she's like -9 in most, right? So there's that. The reason why I say she just has the upper hand is because if Lars does down back forward, you're not really losing much to parry, in my opinion, with Asuka, right? Because it's a timing issue that now Lars players have to deal with, right? He can't even while standing forward after down back forward. That's how bad it is, and that's, you know, based on my, you know, buff videos. But yeah, Asuka can pretty much parry. She has a high heat engager armor move that deletes his stance mix-up. The other thing that Asuka players you should do if you're struggling is that anytime you see Lars going to like limited entry, silent entry, which is like whenever he's crouching, just do can. It's safe. If he's gonna do armor move out of his silent entry, it's a low counter hit, so you get him for free. That's all you do with Asuka, because that move is so slow. It will always pick him up, no matter what. Even silent entry 2, you can pick him up. So the only time you are losing is if he does the mids. But if you know he's gonna go low, just throw it out. You're not losing much, dude. It's so fucking broken. It's cheap, dude. Literally cheap. Okay. Enough complaining. Next 3 characters that I'm gonna say are like 6.5 now. Okay, next 3 characters are like 6.5. I decided to put them in the 6 because there's too much 7s. Okay. So the next character is Hwoarang. The reason why Hwoarang is 6.5 is because a really good Hwoarang will pretty much fuck you up really bad. They're always safe majority of the time and have plus frames, right? So I said this before, but Lars can step way better in this game, but that doesn't mean he can step well, okay? He probably has like the most average sidesteps, and you know, online you just can't really sidestep shit, right? With rollback, like fucking 3 frames, 2 frames, it matters, dude. It's a bit hard for Lars to step is all I would say. But the reason why Hwoarang kind of struggles is because he doesn't have anything to say, get out my face, right? So Lars can pretty much just do mixes for days. But a really solid Hwoarang will know when to back 3, so Lars can't even like approach. Stuff like that, you know. And he's just really safe and, you know, free plus frames as a character. Right? Next character is Azucena. So ever since While Running 3.2 got nerfed, and all of the nerfs all around to make her much more like a stance character, just like Lars, I think she's pretty much very close to be on par with Lars, as in like very weak character now. She's super linear. Lars can step in any direction. The reason why I think she is sort of like 6.5 compared to Lars is because no matter what, no matter how plus you are with Lars, his range is really bad to the point where she can always parry, or she can do her backswing. It's that bad, and she can still have her armored heat engager in any one of his stances. So she can just interrupt at any time and steal back her turn rate. That's the only thing she has. The other thing is that if you also put her in crouch, like with Sen 3-4 down tilt, her while standing 1 will always beat your jab for some reason. It's a high crush, and that's a free counter hit launcher for her. That's like the main 3 reasons, right? The other thing is I guess her punishes are really solid as well. So there's that. And I think that's the reason why she has the upper hand, right? So she can pretty much ignore stances, but the reason why is like I feel like it's very hard for Azucena now compared to back then is because she can't really get anything started, right? In a way, it's kind of like Lars, where she has to just hold back, and you know, whoever holds back in this game pretty much loses. So, but you know, if she ends up stealing her turn, then that's when, you know, she can win. So that's basically it. So now the next character, 6.5, is Devil Jin, okay? So Devil Jin, in my opinion, he's very safe. He has 50-50 sidestep, and his heat burst is really strong. Okay? His heat burst is very good still. In my opinion, it's still like at a good range. It's not even bad. It's just not full screen anymore, but that's really it. So the other thing that fucks up Lars really bad is that he has his parry, right? For some reason, when he does like, you know, his armored parry move, Lars can't get a counter hit sent to him. I don't know what it is, but this is not possible, dude. It's not possible, which I think is a crime. So, in a way, Devil Jin doesn't really have to take up his mix-ups as well. And he can pretty much just up 4 anytime. That's the other thing that Devil Jin has in this matchup, right? Electric still catches Lars anytime he's going to silent entry, which is really stupid. I don't know why they had to change that. But yeah, you know, Devil Jin just doesn't really have good jabs and good down forward 1 and really mash out of Lars, right? That's the only reason why I'd say Devil Jin is like, he's okay against like Lars. He just has like escape tools. That's it, okay? He also has like back 3 or whatever, that like back sway heat engager. I don't remember what it is, but that also works really well against Lars. But no one at the top tier really uses that move because it's really bad. But that's all I would say. So from 6 and 6.5, we're now moving to the 7-3 matchup, okay? This is where it's starting to feel like if they are a good player, this is where it's gonna be very hard to get to, you know, like stance transitions, okay? So the first character I'm gonna say is Jack, okay? So Jack doesn't really have anything good, but Lars can't sidestep anything from Jack as well, okay? Like he could if you get the right read, like if he's gonna jack him, you can sidestep that. Down for 2, you sidestep it, but it's a 50-50 sidestep, right? But the real mix-up comes in when Jack starts doing wild standing too. You can't sidestep that in any direction, and you have to just sit there and take mix-ups from wild standing too, right? So then Jack has a string mining. Is he gonna finish wild standing 2, be +4, or is he gonna do the mid and like, you know, knock me down, right? That's the mix-up, and it's too strong against Lars. Jack also in heat can interrupt Lars at any time in any stance, okay? So because it's a 10 frame, he can do that at any time. Like imagine if you put Jack in crouch, right? You do down 2 or send 3+4. He can just do heat burst and you lose your turn. It's fucking insane, dude. It's fucking insane. It happens a lot. And Jack has a better range now with his throws in this recent 1.05 patch, so that's also really dog shit. So Jack overall has escape tools when he's in heat, and he has a better range than Lars. So Lars can struggle with, you know, trying to just close the distance with Jack, right? So I would say if you're a Lars player, just try to stay close to Jack. It's like you're gonna take all his mix-ups, but that's the only way you can do it. Otherwise, you're gonna really struggle trying to close the distance. As Jack players, go fuck yourself. That shit's, he's literally a boss character in this game. And okay, next character, Raven, right? So I think Raven is he's okay. At the highest tiers, there are times where he will be -14. Like I believe while standing 1 is -14. He does down forward 1 strings. Like anytime you see a purple clone, you can launch that with Lars, okay? But the reason why I think Raven is so tough in this game is because I don't know why they buffed him. I don't think he was even struggling. I think Raven was really strong. Raven has parry, backswing blow. You can't step him with Lars at all. Like you could, but you know most of his moves down forward 1 tracks both sides, so he's gonna control you. He also benefits a lot whenever Lars puts him in crouch, so you know that's already really hard. The other thing too is that Ravens, like really good Ravens, will really like just be safe, pretty much, right? They'll just pretty much be safe, and it's really hard to, you know, like really start your turn, okay? So Raven 2 has armor heat engager, but it's a mid. It's -14, so he can really use that to steal his turn, which I think sucks. And Raven has parry, right? His parry is the fastest parry at like 1 frame. So in a way, he has all these tools to evade Lars, He has better range than Lars. He can close it very easily too. But there are just times where he has to be minus 14. No matter what, he has to be minus 14. And if you are not labbing Raven as a Lars player, you don't know what moves are minus 14, you need to learn that. Because that's the only time you're going to win. Okay? But usually it's in Raven's favor just because he has all these like, you know, really good tools. Okay? Now the next two characters are Panda and Kuma. I think they're very similar. It's just that you don't see enough Panda. But you know, what is it? These two are just really hard. Okay, they're just too hard to fight against with Lars because. So you're telling me that I have no good lows, and then their legs are going to be far back to the point where I have to play very close to them, and I would be in their range as well. Okay? So you have to be so close to barriers that you have to fight in their range, and that's where it's not fun. They also have back one that just cheese out all your stance mix-ups, which I think suck. What else do they have? I'm trying to think. They have, you know, 1-1-1, that's normal. But I guess Kuma in general just has a really good interruption, and it's the best I can think of. I just don't have that much Panda matchup. But your combos also change because their bodies are different from other characters too. That's one thing you guys should know. So you have to do the ender of down 4-1, 1, and then 4-1, 2-3, and you get Oki mixed up. But that's what happens with their big bodies. And if, you know, they let you hit it, right? These characters are also very safe. I've always felt like they're just too safe in this game that it's very hard for Lars. But yeah, I can't really think of anything other than back one is very fucking cheap in this matchup. And they're very safe to a certain degree. Like very safe with, you know, certain strengths. Now, the next character is Steve. So, you know, there's a common trend you see here, right? Steve is too safe in this game. Just like in Tekken 7, Steve can pretty much punish Lars for everything. Like his max, like, you know, the most optimal punish. It's either he can launch you with either the low, or he can do while standing 1-2 now, right? Or even, you know, while standing 1+2, so he can Sonic Feng. But I don't think there's really any reason to do that. But, you know, it's either he launches you or while standing 1-2. And that's already very tough because, you know, now he's like very paused, and he can check you right after, and he's very safe if he checks you too with everything. You know, there are just times where you have to duck against Steve, and that's it. Okay, and if you miss your punish, then GG's. It's still his turn. You know, so you have like very tiny windows to try to get advantage against Steve. Now, a lot of Steve players are gonna be like, "What the fuck, bro? I can't do anything in his stances." It's like, yes, you can. Like, Steve has his Lionheart, or was it like back 3+4, the one where he like backs up. That move is too strong against like Lars, because Lars has a really bad range in his stances, and as soon as you do that, he's fucked. Like he loses all all range, and then it's like, oh, now you can just launch me. Like, it's over. I don't know what it is because I don't play Steve, but that's what Steve has. I think is too strong, you know, against this matchup, and he's just all around, like I said, too safe. So next character. Now this character I don't have much experience because I still don't see even after the new buffs, but I'm pretty sure she still has like fundamentally, like she still fucks up Lars up. Okay, I'm putting her to 7 because I don't have that much experience. This is the one character I feel like I don't see enough. Okay, and that's Zafina. Zafina is just like, you know, again, she could be very safe, but that's only if, you know, she's doing like highs and shit, right? And, you know, even her heat engagers are very safe. She has a parry. What is it? Her backdashing is still really good against Lars. Her sidestepping is still really good against Lars. That's the most I could think of. Like, she just, it still feels like Tekken 7 Zafina. Like, she still has all the good movement and sidestepping, to the point where Lars gets fucked up. I don't really find any times where she's like generally unsafe unless she's doing like, you know, like scarecrow armor, you know, hell sweep and shit like that. But usually she's like at most like -12 against Lars, and that's not really a lot that Lars could work with. You know what I mean? Like, Lars has a really good 12 frame punish, but I just don't really find a reason for most of the Phoenix to be -12, you know what I mean? So that's what I would say. Now next character. I think this character is just too broken, right? Victor is cheap as fuck in this game still. So again, very like, you know, his stances are just too strong against Lars in my opinion, right? Again, he has that fucking teleporting up 1+2 that pretty much dodges everything Lars does. Armor move. It's just that he's pretty much just like fighting against another Lars, except that he has better plus range. That's just really all of it. He has like, you know, really good strings too, right? Like, oh, what am I gonna finish my string or am I not, you know? It's like, that's the mind game that I feel like whenever I'm fighting Victors, right? Like, very good Victors, like, they just play all the fucking cheap, insane fucking way. It's like the higher tier you go, the higher rank you are, the cornier they are, you know what I mean? The much more cornier and cheap it feels, like they just steal their things, you know? I've also felt like Victor has like a better range down back 4 or some shit. I don't know if his move is down back 4, but it's like that launch punishable counter hit launcher. His is just really good. But yeah, it's mainly back 1+2 that defeats everything that Lars does in this match. And he's just generally like too easy to be plus. Like, I get that you can sidestep while running too, but you know, fucking, it's like he controls so much range. That's all I would say. In this matchup, he controls too much range. Like, when you get up close with him, then it's like, it's alright, I guess, but you know, he's just too good. He's just cheap, okay? This goes very similar with the next character, which is Eddy, right? Eddy in the same way kind of feels like Victor, to the point where he's just, you know, he could just do back 3, or what is it, like that armor move, right? That cheap ass armor move that's just so scary and steals turns. I'm trying to think of a time, like, you could sidestep most of Eddy's stuff, and now that his things are like -15, that's pretty nice too. But overall, I feel like Eddy, in a way, I don't have that much experience as well, but a lot of the things that he does are just sort of like, am I gonna end my streams or not? And that's where it kind of becomes a bit, like, you know, iffy to it. But I think overall, Eddy and Victor are like very close in like 7s. Like, I'm kind of leaning like 6.5 to 7. That's where I would put them, around that area. So that's enough for the 7s. Let's move on to the 8s, right? Now, I think these 8s are just, there's gonna be, you know, DLC character in here, but this is just like a theory, okay? So the first character I have is King. King, ever since his new buff, forward neutral 2 is now +3, and that makes it so much easier to sidestep, right? Like, thank God, but holy fuck, is this character still fucking ass to fight, dude. Again, back 3 can fucking launch you if you're in stance for some reason. You know, unlimited entry stance. He just has every tool still. He can still counter hit grab you and fucking silent entry. You know, the only reason why I don't think King is a 9 is because he has to play in a range where Lars can, you know, poke really well too, right? So they have to play really close range to each other, but I just feel like King overall has like really cheap tools. Like, I still think down forward 2-1 is still cheap. I mean, obviously it is, but you know, this character just does too much damage for like little work, is what it feels like. The next character is Law. I feel like Law can always contest. So if you put Law in crouching, you know, he still has a while standing 3+4 or whatever, the counter hit shit. Law has, what is it? Law has slide mix-ups if you put him in crouch. You know, it's very hard to sidestep Law. God, dude, all the L's, dude. You know, down back 3, down forward 2. It's very hard, you know. And the thing about Law is that he can pretty much punish everything that Lars does, like very, very, very well for some fucking reason, and that's where I find it not fun. So, and most of the times when you fight like a really good Law, they're always safe. So that's the other thing too. The only reason why I feel like Law isn't really like, you know, 9, I always felt like, in a way, it's really weird, but I kind of feel like Lars self-sabotage himself. I don't know how to explain it, but they just do for some fucking reason. You know, there are just times when they have to risk it, okay? That's all I would say. There are times when they have to risk it, but usually they're very safe and they have good punishment. Putting them in crouch, you are pretty much at a loss. That's it. You're at a very, very bad point. Next character, Nina. Nina is very hard for Lars to make sit down because she has built-in sidesteps in her moves, right? So because Lars is so linear, it's very hard to make her sit down. That's what it feels like. Like even if Nina is playing at a very close range against Lars, it's very hard for him to do like a down forward 1 to check her and make her sit down because it's so linear and she's already sidestepping. It's very tough. She also has an armored heat engager, so there's that. The only reason why I wouldn't put Nina so high at 9 is because her armored heat engager is -14, so you have to launch that. You know, that's just like the tiny moment. There are times where you can duck and launch her too, but it's very, in a way, I've always felt like risky. I've always felt like, you know, she doesn't really risk that much in this matchup. Like, it doesn't, I don't think she's risking that much, you know? It's always like she has so much pressure on you. Lars doesn't have any keep out, so that's where I would put it. Now, this is where we're getting like very cheap. Like, I'm gonna have to start holding back territory, okay? This is like 8.5, right? This is a bit, this might be a bit much, but this is like 8.5 territory, okay? So Leroy. Ever since Leroy has been able to parry and then make himself go to +7, things have gotten really tough in this matchup now, okay? Like, Leroy just doesn't have any good lows, but I think he has enough lows to the point where he's good. Like, sidestep, is it sidestep 4? That move is too fucking cheap. Back 3, too fucking cheap now. Foaming +8, free mix-up. It's too cheap, dude. The real problem that I have with this matchup is that his parry is just too broken to the point where even if you are plus, I do 1-2-1 limited entry. It's my turn. You just don't have any crazy good counter hits to scare the shit out of him, you know? Even if you do Den 3 into silent entry 1, he could parry that shit, you know? And it's like, oh, nice. Like, I did the right choice, but I lost because he parried me, you know? It sucks ass, dude. It's just not fun. And he has back 1+2 and back 1 to really contest you when he needs to. So, it's just that he's a character who has every tool, and that's where it sucks, you know? I think the reason why he's not, like, really 9-1, I've always felt like, is because, like I said, he doesn't really have good lows, and he doesn't really get much plus frames from his lows. So that's pretty much it, you know? Now, next character is Claudio. Claudio is too strong in this game. There are just times where he completely just loses his turn, and he has to fight Lars in his face, like at the right range. But overall, I've always felt like Claudio is just controls a lot of the range and plus frames and, you know, back 1 shit, right? Anytime Lars is in mix-up, he can always do down back 1+2 too, which is, you know, it's not bad. Like, just throw it out. It's not, what are you losing? You know, it's the one where he, like, scoops up from the ground up. That's a counter hit launcher. Just use that shit, dude. It's fucking cheap. I don't know why no one does it in the Lars matchup, but it's fucking cheap. It works all, like, you know, half the time, dude. It's really fucking wild to me that, you know, all these characters are just so strong. He also has, like, what is it, 3-1, which is like a mid-high. That's like a counter hit launcher and heat, or it's like some kind of, you know, heat engager, right? He can do that anytime Lars doesn't mix them too. And it looks too familiar with down forward 3. Down forward 3-2 or down forward 3-1. It's too familiar, dude. So that's what he has. I've always felt that it's really stupid that his duck jab is -9 too, so he can always contest with that anytime he wants, which is silly. So Claudio, very tough, you know, very tough. You can push Lars to the wall very easily too. So next character, Dragunov, right? Again, you know, it's fucking Dragunov, bro. What do you have? You don't have much, bro. You don't have much. It's just that his lows are, you know, a bit much more punishable with Lars nowadays. You know, down back 3+4 and down 2 is, you know, -13, right? There are times where I'd say there are times where Dragunov is -14, like 1-2-1, and like quarter circle, like 1+2 or whatever. It's like this elbow move that's -14. But pretty much Dragunov can punish Lars very well for every low because he has the best I-12 wall splatting, you know, punishes ever. It's fucking cheap and it feels not fun as Lars to fight this character. It's either you get knocked down for doing a low that's usually -12, or you get launch punished with your lows. So that's all it feels like anytime you fight Dragunov. And yeah, you know, easy plus range of character, right? Next character, Shaheen, right? Shaheen is too safe against Lars. I've always felt that even if you know, same thing as Law, is that where if you put him in crouch, you know, he has so much advantage, right? So the reason why I think like the reason why I think Shaheen is stronger than Law in this matchup, like he's like that, you know, 8.5 and not 8, is because when he's in heat, you really have to fucking take the mix-ups down as Lars, right? It's either he does while running 2, or he does a fucking high unblockable to -13 and chip all your time, okay? So Shaheen also has, you know, while standing 3-3 to contest you. You know, while standing 4, it's like, dude, this dude is just too safe. And Lars is very linear to the point where Shaheen can just sidestep down 4-2. It happens all the time, and it sucks ass. That's all I would say. This matchup sucks ass. It's a lot of playing in the neutral, but Lars struggles in the neutral. Ignore the ping. Ignore the ping. Ignore the ping. Discord ping going off. It's okay. Now, next matchup is Yoshi. I have never felt like this is where we're getting like boss battle territory. Okay. Shaheen is very hard, but he's a bit rare. Okay. Now, Yoshi is a tough match. Yoshi is just too tough because in a way he's like Asuka where it's a timing match, but he can interrupt you anytime with flash, right? Even when you're plus. It's like with Asuka, it's like, oh, if I'm plus, they're most likely going to respect it. But Yoshi does not matter. It's like always timing issue no matter where you are at any time. And I think it's just too strong. If you put him in crouch, you know, and he has, you know, no sword stance, he can do fucking hell sweep and just launch you from crouch. Or, you know, that, you know, full crouch down forward 4 that's homing, right? And when he's in crouch, he could just do his unblockable, you know, hell sweep. That's like, you know, with his sword and shit. So that's the reason why I feel like Yoshi's tough. He can just, you know, spin around and just avoid all your 50-50s too, which I think sucks ass. I don't know what else I could say. Yoshi's just too good in this game. He really is just too good. He's also usually very safe, so there's that. So, you know, I'm gonna say that a lot because this is like boss battle territory. So now Lee can contest you anytime you put him in crouching. While standing 3-3, even if he's minus, is too fast. It's 10 frames, right? While standing, you know, 3-3, it comes out in 10 frames. He says, fuck your plus frames, I'm gonna steal my turn back. Or just stop you. He can do it anytime. He can do crouching anytime. I think it's down for 1+2, which is like a homing counter hit. I don't know why they're giving him that. That shit's fucking cheap. Anytime you do while standing 2 hold back as Lars, he gets a free 4-4-3. It's like this character has very good punishment. I just don't know why no one plays him. That's really it. I just don't know why no one plays him. It's a very solid character. He has really good tech traps at the wall too, so there's that. I think the only reason why I'm not really putting him at 9 is because he doesn't really have any advantageous lows. That's fair. Even if he goes into Hitman stance, you can really annoy the shit out of lead players by just duck jabbing them, right? But once you see that they start to, like, you know, carry you after they do like down 3, that's when you know, you have the mental frame advantage, right? It becomes a mind game. But usually this character is too safe and he can contest you a lot of the times when you put them in crouch. Now, this is where like the dumb territory, right? There's just like, I don't know how you're not God of Destruction with this character, pretty much. I think Reina is too strong in this game. Pretty much, while standing 4-4 to punish every low that I do, and then you get to do a fucking shitty 50-50 where it's too hard to guess. It's not fun. You know, unbreakable throw or heat engager mid. It's too hard, dude. I hate it. I hate it. It's too strong. Her punishes are just too solid in this game, but you know, like I said, she doesn't have any good lows, but it's this part that Lars really struggles with is the range issues. The range issues. Forward 4-2 is too strong in this game. I don't know why this move is not fucking nerfed. It should only be advantageous if they hit you, then they can, you know, go into another stance, right? I don't think forward 4-2 to, you know, what is it, like, you know, her homing 3 after she does forward 4-2 should not be a normal combo. That shit is too fucking cheap, bro. You know, I just think that she's just too strong. Like, down forward 2 can pretty much pick him up from the floor, which is something that Kazuya doesn't have, right? It's a mid, and same thing for Devil Jin, right? I mean, Devil Jin, yeah, I don't think Devil Jin has a down forward 2. I just don't see it yet. But Reina has it, and it's like, it's very strong. I think it's too strong where it could just pick him up off the floor. Yeah, she just has really cheap Oki situations, and it's hard to say get out of my face. That's really it. She could just really run you down, is the best I could say. And, yeah, how are you not God of Destruction with this character, dude? It's crazy. This character's cheap. Alright, now, I want to say that this, you know, Lidia now. Okay, we're going to talk Lidia. DLC character, unreleased. But, take this with a grain of salt. Based on my experience in Tekken 7, she is like a god tier Lars. If you are a Lars player and you want to play better, just play Lidia. She has the same issues with Lars where she's linear, but she has like the 10 times better punishment, dude. Like, she's just so strong. She has fucked up setups, and that's what Lars struggles with, right? She's very safe with her mix, so she has like down forward 1 to down forward, like down forward 1-4, which is a counter hit launcher, -12, or down forward 1, I think 1-2, which is a mid high. It's safe, you know. It's like she is just Lars but better all around. I don't know what her heat engages are, but I've always felt like from Tekken 7 she can fuck up Lars because she's too safe and good punishment all around. Like, I'm talking while spending 4-1. And then she gets you like Giga plus frame to fuck you up. I think she had a down forward 2 as well, but it was -12. I don't remember. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Anyways, that's all I would say. I don't know much, but this is where I would assume I would put Lidia. Now, next character, right? This is 9-1. This is GG's. Hold back. I would try to do my best to punish you, okay? So, if you want to win against these characters, you really have to learn fucking strings, right? I should say that this is pretty much 8 and 9 characters. You gotta learn their fucking block strings. You gotta learn when to duck, and you gotta learn when to sidestep. And even if you do this against 9-1, you're still gonna lose most of the time, okay? So, Jin is probably the top tier character and 1.05 right now. The fact that his heat smash still gives him like fucking +18 and cushions you to the wall is fucking ass, dude. It makes no sense. Down 2 is fucking ass. It dodges your jab too much, and it's only -14. It's ass, bro. Jin is just too safe in this game with 2-1-4, back 2-1, you know, type shit. Just typical shitty Jin shit, you know what I mean? And he has the best counter hits in the fucking game too. So it's just like Lars fucking struggles too hard against this character. This character got parry. He got can-can. 4-4 type shit, you know. Good luck sidestepping. Oh, you're gonna sidestep me? I got a fucking heat engager homing move, dude. So yeah. Like, you know, if Jin does down forward 2, what you want to do is sidestep right to avoid most of, you know, his mix-up, right? Oh, GG's. I got a fucking homing high, dude. Homing heat engager. Good luck trying to dodge that shit. You sidestep, I'm gonna try to hit you with that, dude. It's just not fun. He's like a little boss tier character. Forward 4-2, you know, catches you while standing 2 back, you know, while standing 4-4, so he has everything. So, next character is his fucking mom, alright? John. Fuck this character too. I'm about to lose it, dude. So, John is just too safe. In a way, she's like Asuka, but 10 times harder. You know, sidestep 4, she's +6. And now you have to eat her 50-50 strings, right? Should I duck or should I not? And if you don't duck, she's too safe. She's like safe, right? But if you do duck, she can try to kill you with that too, right? And her stances are just too strong. It's like a 4-way mix-up, and you're not really rewarded at any of them, right? You're not really rewarded at any of them. She also has can that, like I said, if you're playing Asuka, just can dude. You're not losing anything. Like if you are Lars and you do limited entry too, and she does can, you only do like 35 damage, which is nothing. It's fucking nothing, bro. It's so ass. 35 damage? Get the fuck out of here, bro. So, John too strong. The other thing that John has that fucks up Lars is that anytime I do any low, right? It's either launch punishable or up forward 1, which is her 10 frame punish. Takes some of her health, but it does too much damage and it resets neutral, where Lars has to try to close the distance again, and that is too tough. Too tough. Next character, Xiaoyu. Xiaoyu, again, is a character that's too safe, very easy dodging tools, like sidestepping. She has back 1, which, you know, it works when it works, and you could try to check her with Den 1+2 or Den 1-2, but it's very hard. That's just all I would say. It's very hard. This character is too safe. Very rarely will she be -14 with her heat engager. Like there are times that's when you have to really take it. But she is also another character who can really test you with while standing forward. Because who cares? It's gonna knock you down. And if you don't tech it, I can get a free combo. So there's that too. So I think that Xiaoyu is too strong against Lars. I don't know why no pro players are playing her. I guess it's because she takes a bit of work compared to all these other characters, right? But this is like an S tier character. So now Lili. Lili is the next like boss character. Any sidestep she does, it doesn't even matter if it's left or right. As long as she sidesteps you, you lose, dude. It's fucking ass. She's safe as fuck, but she plays at a range where Lars can fight at, right? Most of, or like, you know, sometimes, half the time. But she can fight you at range 3, which is fucking ass, and she's safe. It's just, you know, it's just Lili shit. Typical Lili shit, and Lars struggles with it. That's the best I can say. Her while standing 4 is also really strong against Lars, because it knocks him down. And, that's too strong. So, now we're at the last 4 characters, right? And I think these 4 characters are probably the worst against, like, well, maybe with Lili, right? Maybe like top. Well, maybe all of them are just bad overall, but these 4 in general, I feel like I fought them way too much as of late. With Lili, okay? With Lili. So, Leo is definitely a boss tier character against Lars. This is a character that will kill you for anything, dude. And she can sidestep anything you do. It's just you do 1 low, heat engager. You do 1 low, launch. And then she has free health sweeps, free homing moves, free mids, and she's too safe for Lars to like really do much. Right? Against this character like Leo, it feels like you are risking a lot to try to open them up, is what it feels like. Like even if I put them in crouch, if they wanted to test you, they could test you while standing 4, 1+2. Down 2 is too strong too. You can't sidestep them after Leo does down 2. So there's that. And most of the time, Leo's lows are like -11. And Lars has a really shitty, you know, I-11 while standing punishment, right? So it's not fun. She also has a parry. So beware. Down back 4, she parries you, GG, you know. GG. Side switch and then wall splats you. So, next character. You know, Feng is probably like top tier character right now too. I don't know why they're not nerfing this guy, but he has everything that I was talking about earlier. Safe, heat engagers, highs, Kempo pretty much deletes all my fucking 50-50s. I don't know what else to say. You know, it's like free plus frames with back 3. I can't really sidestep much after that. You know, this character got everything. So, you know, typical Feng shit. That's all I would say. Typical Feng shit. If you're using this character and you lose, you're bad, kid. No offense, but you're fucking bad. This dude got everything and you lose, you're bad, bro. You're bad. Now, next character, Alisa. Alisa probably has the cleanest backdash in the game. And this is a game where, I mean, this is like, in this game, it's like very bad against Lars. He just has such terrible range issues against Alisa. So safe and one backdash fucks Lars up no matter what. And she has really good sidestepping, right? I just never felt like so pressured against this character. Chainsaw is too good. At most she's like -10. So there's that too, you know, like you get a 10 frame, but it's not really advantageous after that. And her range control is too strong. It's too strong, so I don't know. You can see that this is like pretty much the common trend with 9-1s and, you know, 8. So now the final character I would say is Bryan. This is probably the hardest character in my opinion in matchup against Lars. So if you are fighting a really good Lars like Ty or John 316, what other Bryans are there? I guess I fought Tone one time. Oh, Incognito for sure. My god, Incognito and Rank was one of the most miserable matches I've ever fought. It's like this typical Bryan shit fucks you up so hard. Like even scrubby Bryans, like fucking blue rank Bryans can fuck you up to a certain degree. Or like what is it? Tekken Kings, right? It's like you can tell that they're a fucking corny and cheesy ass Bryan if they're doing quarter circle back 1, and that's the one move that fucks Lars up the most. Quarter circle back 1, right? Why does it fuck you up? If Lars does while standing 3 or while running 3, you do that move, you launch him. He does 3+4, which is a mid heat engager, but he's airborne. You hit him with that, you get a free combo with Bryan. You're always +5, so after that, Lars really struggles to step, right? In any direction. And, you know, Hatchet Kick will catch him. Down forward 1 strings will catch him. It's like, dude, take this with all, like, the fucking delay, the rollback and shit, too. It's just so tough, dude. Bryan just has the string mind game, too. So, with Lars, it's very tough, right? The other thing, too, is that Bryan can contest all the time. I'm not even joking. All the time. While standing 3 is a counter hit launcher. Do that all the time with him. Just do it all the time. Doesn't matter. Just fucking do it with Bryan. Lars just doesn't have any good counter hit tool to prevent it, right? You can do 1-1-1 all you want, but as soon as you run out of heat, you're fucked, dude. You just get +5 crouching leads to nothing, dude. It's so ass. It's miserable. You put Bryan in crouching, he can also do Northern Cross. It's just like everything is just so bad in this matchup, dude. I don't know what else to say. It's just so bad. He's usually like, he's not even like -14. No one as a Bryan ever does 1+2-2, which is his homing move, right? Like you could, but it's like why would you? You know what I mean? Why would you? This character is too strong. Down 4 is too good too. Down back 3 is too good too. It's like this character is just too strong. I feel like if you haven't fought like a good Bryan, you won't understand it. But it's like if you're fighting like actual God of Destruction Bryans, you will see the issues arise against like as a Lars player. It's like, dude, I can't fucking play the game at all, bro. It's so bad, dude. It's so bad. And like Bryan also has a punish for everything Lars does too. Down 4-3-3, he could 4-4-2 you for that. It's like, dude, this guy got fucking everything, bro. It's just so miserable. But yeah, I think that's enough. I would talk about in the matchup show. So this is like getting a bit long. I did get, you know, we kind of did go around circles with this character matches, but there's like a few scenarios, right? I honestly think that if you're 9-1, if you're playing characters 9-1, you're struggling against Lars, just get good. You're using a boss tier character, okay? Just get good. This shit is like, it's easy, bro. It's easy. That's all I would say. Now, this is my advice for Lars players, okay? In general, whenever you're fighting, like, you know, every one of these characters. Lars has good block punishment. You have to learn that. You just have to learn it. That's just part of Lars. You can't cheese your way out like Feng and just ignore block punishing and just do whatever the fuck you want. You have to learn block punishing with Lars. It's a must. That's what he's good at. It's a must. The other thing that I would say is that it really does just take a lot of time to get good with Lars, right? So I generally feel like because you're a stance character, you have to just play a lot to understand situations in which how your stances interact with other characters. That's just how it is. Because you're not going to get much advantage in neutral with Lars. You just have to really play against like a lot of people to understand what you can do in your stances and how they would interact. Then you understand like, oh, in most situations this works and this doesn't, you know. That's like the only advice I could give. Is learn your block punishment and just play a lot. That's it. And really test out stances against characters. That's the best thing I would say against like Lars. For all the Lars players out there that are struggling in matchups, okay? He's very bad in this game, as always. He's better than Tekken 7, but he's still very bad, okay? Anyways, I just want to take this video, just make it again. Not make it again, I just want to make another video. I think it's safe to say 6 months in this game, this is where I would believe this is where the matchup is, okay? You know, devs buff this guy, man. All these low rank players, I don't want to shit on them, but dude, them mix-ups are fake, bro. And you gotta cheese. Even if you were watching the gameplay, you could see I was cheesing a lot, but because no one at Tekken King understands down forward 2 cheese. Like Tekken King is the new, what is it? Probably like the new, maybe like, I don't know, Mighty Rulers or Fujins or some shit like that in Tekken 7, right? You guys don't even know what real Tekken is, most of you, okay? It's kind of crazy. That's all I would say. It's kind of crazy, but I don't know. I really like the new generation of Tekken. I just hope that, I don't know, play some solid Tekken, right? That's all I can say. Play some solid Tekken. Anyways, I think this video is getting a bit long now. Right? I just want to make a matchup video. That's all. Goodbye.